XCN OnyxCoin could be poised for a big breakout. We're going to talk about that in this video. I'm going to give some updates. Plus, we're going to talk about my price prediction and a ton of volatility that's happening in the market right now as we speak. But before we get started, welcome back to the channel. My name's Doc. Throughout the day, I'm a resident physician, and at night and the super early mornings, I take you guys on my crypto and investing journey. Got a jam-packed video here. Going to try to stay on track as much as I can. This is an OnyxCoin video. Just going to give you a quick breakdown of Bitcoin, where we're at. As you're coming in, hit the like button. If you want to see more content like this, consider hitting the subscribe button. Bitcoin just a hair below $118,000. Not a whole lot's changed here. I wish I could say, oh gosh, we have all these crazy moves. We've been talking about this in all our videos. We're just doing some nice consolidation here, right? Nice consolidation. We take these big jumps up, then we have some consolidation. You can take a look at Bitcoin dominance, taking a little bit of an uptick here after we had this huge drawdown. I do suspect if we zoom out a little bit that eventually the Bitcoin dominance, it's going to crash, and it's going to crash in a meaningful way. I think maybe more importantly than that, though, is to talk about the ETH dominance. And yes, this is my thesis as to why I think Onyx XCN could be a big buy here. It's just a matter of time before the ETH dominance, i.e. what percentage of the total crypto market cap is made up by Ethereum. It's just a matter of time before this goes back to 20. When this was at 6%, people are saying, hey, Doc, you're crazy. Well, we've almost doubled that, right? So it really is just a matter of time before ETH continues to make this jump up and altcoins start to fly. The reason that I say that is Ethereum is an indicator in a lot of ways for different altcoins. So we talked about OnyxCoin 3 weeks ago. The XCN army came out strong, almost 1.5 million views on this. I figured, hey, we got to do an update on it. So right now you can see OnyxCoin. This is the yearly view. If we go back to the 3-month view, you can see a little bit of chop here. We're right at 550 million market cap. To be honest with you, though, I don't like this view on CoinGecko. I like the view on BTCC better. We'll go full screen here. You can see we had this really big jump up. This was when the project was around 8 cents, and it did almost over a 3x in just a matter of a few days. And now you can see we're doing some sideways chop. And I actually think in a lot of ways this is bullish because, in my opinion, it feels like OnyxCoin is really coiling up before we take that big move up, right? We talked about that here with Bitcoin, on how Bitcoin, okay, I'm on the weekly view. Bitcoin, what it does is it really just chunks up for a couple weeks before it rips, right? You can see that here. We really consolidated for a couple weeks and then it ripped up. And honestly, I think OnyxCoin is doing that right now, right? We had this big jump up. Now we're coiling, and it could be this next big jump up. Now, again, I can't give you financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just telling you what I'm doing. I'm actually adding to my OnyxCoin bags here because I do think this could give some outsized returns. If we were to go back just to where we were in April at just roughly 2.7 cents, that is over a 50% gain. It's closer to 60 or 70% depending on the wicks that you look at. So in a lot of ways, this is bullish to me. Also, down below is going to be my BTCC link. If you guys want to do any leverage plays, you can do that here. This is a great platform to do leverage. They've been around for like 13-ish years, no KYC, no VPN. And guys, just do low leverage if you're going to do leverage plays. We don't want anybody to pull like a James Wynn and get liquidated. So low leverage, in my opinion, is a great way to get outsized returns. My BTCC link is going to be down below. Okay, we're going to talk about my price prediction for OnyxCoin here in just a second, but I think it's really important to realize this week is going to be super volatile. So love this tweet by Tyler Hill. He's saying like today, right? Today, we have the FOMC rate cuts, and we're not getting any rate cuts today, but we're all going to be listening to Fed Chair Powell and see if he tips his hand, if he hints that we have rate cuts in the future. So the next rate cut after today is in the middle of September. It's roughly 6 weeks away. So we are hoping he kind of hints that rate cuts are coming. The other thing that I'm going to be looking for is if we are going to be stopping quantitative tightening. So you might be thinking, Doc, what is that? Quantitative tightening is this. Of course, I'm clicking on the wrong things. Quantitative tightening is when the Fed is reducing its balance sheet, and they've reduced their balance sheet quite a bit, or rather, they've slowed the pace at which they're reducing their balance sheet. And you can see that because of the slope of this line, right? This is the Fed balance sheet, this line in blue. The slope of this line is really, really starting to become more tame, more mellow, and it's almost flatlining. So if Fed Chair Powell hints that they're going to pause quantitative tightening, which basically we're already there, i.e., this Fed's balance sheet line stays flat, that could be bullish for altcoins in a lot of different ways, because one could argue that after QT is stopped, we could go into quantitative easing. And that's when the Fed increases their balance sheet, okay? When the Fed's increasing their balance sheet, everybody gets drunk, right? In the sense that we get super, super bullish. And if you kind of lay that in the fact that M2, this is the US's M2 money supply, or excuse me, this is global money supply, it continues to go up, and we are not stopping anytime soon. So that is happening today. We also have our Q2 GDP. The other big thing that's happening today is the White House is reducing their crypto report. This is not going to be focused on the strategic Bitcoin reserve, right? So White House kind of came back and talked about that. It's more about the regulatory framework, right? The Genius Act, the Clarity Act, all of those things. Ethereum's 10th anniversary. And then the big one that I'm going to be watching is Meta's earnings after hours today. If you're in the Discord, which by the way, link below, totally free to join. We have nothing to sell you. Just a solid group of folks building together. So much alpha in here, guys. I would highly recommend checking it out. Link is going to be in the description. If you guys are in the Discord, you know I have a huge bag of Meta, ton of options plays. So if you're interested in learning not only about crypto, but how to make outsized returns with stock options, again, the Discord's there. Okay, so OnyxCoin, the financial ledger, right? This is, in a lot of ways, in my opinion, similar to XRP, except it's built on Base, right? Arbitron Base. So, right, they're a modular blockchain designed for financial grade applications, offering near instant confirmations and low fees. Now, you might not think that sounds sexy, but what I will say is the chain team, right? They have plans to work closely with Onyx now to ensure ISO 20022 compliance for the XCN layer 1 blockchain. Okay, why that is important is because this tweet says XCN, i.e. OnyxCoin, is the next XRP. And you know me, I got to thinking, okay, let's just compare these two market caps. If XCN had the same market cap of XRP, which by the way, guys, I'm not suggesting that is going to happen, but just for comparison's sake, that would mean XCN would have a price of $5.40, which is almost a 350x. Now, again, I'm not suggesting that OnyxCoin is going to have the exact same market cap as XRP, right? If you look, XRP, it's like the third rated crypto, right? Is third largest crypto in regards to market cap. But would you be surprised if OnyxCoin, I don't know, did a 10, 20x? Like that would not surprise me at all, right? So right now, OnyxCoin has a $550 million market cap, okay? $550 million, $500 million. If this were to hit a $10 billion market cap, that'd be roughly a 20x from here, okay? Roughly a 20x from here if we hit a $10 billion market cap. At some point, Bitcoin dominance is going to fall. It's going to tank, right? And I don't think Bitcoin's price is done. I think Bitcoin is going to fall somewhere in the 130s to 150,000, if not more. So if Bitcoin price goes up, dominance keeps falling down. Oh, also, if USDT dominance keeps falling down, for those who don't know, instead of just talking about it, I should show it because I know, right? Everyone's visual learners, myself included. More money. So USDT dominance, this is the amount of the entire crypto market that's made up of this stable coin, right? Obviously, there's more stable coins than just USDT. This is just a proxy for all stable coins. Eventually, this is going to go from 4% down to 2%, right? So what that really means is money is going to move from stable coins into alts, right? And as this comes down, this would signify that money's moving from stable coins into altcoins. It's just a matter of time. So the bullish setup is there, right? The bullish narrative is there. Now, I'm not suggesting XCN is going to be the same market cap as XRP. I'm really leaning into that, but I wouldn't be surprised if they 10 or 20x either, right? A $5 or $10 billion market cap, if Bitcoin dominance is tanking, doesn't seem unreasonable to me. So we're not going to watch this whole video, but I did like this tweet from Quantum Ascend. He has some different price targets here. He's saving 7.5 cents, 4 cents, and then 18 cents based off his different fibs and LEO wave predictions. If this were to get to 18 cents, that would be roughly an 11 or 12x, which again is pretty awesome. Okay, last thing I want to talk about in this video is a huge opportunity that I do not see enough XCN OnyxCoin folks talking about, and how this can help grow your bag and give you outsized returns. Before we talk about it, guys, I have a giveaway. Once I hit 10,000 subs on YouTube, all you got to be doing is following me on Twitter at InvestWithDoc and subscribe here, right? If you do that, I'm giving away $250 via Solana, right? I'm going to use AI to scrape both my Twitter and my YouTube. And guys, right now I'm right below 9,000 subs. So this is going to come. I think it's going to come quick. Okay. Staking. People are saying they've been holding XCN for a while now. They've researched staking. They're thinking about it. Other people are saying the APR is one of the best out there, right? You can stake virtually, or excuse me, instantly, and you can unstake whenever without a lockup period, right? So the way I'm interpreting this is you have a ton of flexibility if you stake. There's not these super long lockup periods where you're kind of trapped. So in a lot of ways, this could be a great way to top up your bag. So of course, you know, I looked into this right now, 14.5% APR, which is huge, right? So if you're a believer in OnyxCoin, you may want to consider staking some of your OnyxCoin, right? There's over $73 million staked. I would not be surprised if this hit 100 million later in the bull cycle, and that's dollar staked, right? There's over 4.7 billion OnyxCoin staked. So something to put on your radar. I do think this is a great way to get some outsized returns. I am going to be staking some of my bag. That's why I'm talking about it, right? I'm just showing you guys what I do with my bags, because I think it can lead to outsized returns. All right, let me know down in the comments, where do you think OnyxCoin is going this cycle? Let me know your price predictions, and I want to know, are you staking your XCN? Really appreciate everyone's support. If you got any value out of this, hit the like button. Consider hitting subscribe. It really helps the channel out way more than you know. YouTube will show you more content like this. And let me know if you are subbed for the giveaway. Appreciate all your guys' support. I'll see you on the next video.